Guys, it's Housewife in Heels. So I am here with my latest shoe review. It's definitely been a while since I've given you guys a shoe review, and it's definitely about that time. And what better of an item to kick off reviews back in than a Louboutin? Now, I also wanted to get into why I believe this particular style of Louboutin is one of the most comfortable just straight out of the store or straight out of the box, however you might get it. These are definitely something that I would recommend to people who might be looking for a shoe for an event, shoes that they really don't want to have to deal with the break-in process, shoes that they could just throw on, wear out, not have to worry about it. This can definitely be a shoe for you if you definitely want to take the lazy person's approach to Louboutin footwear, which is just you want to wear it and you want to wear it for long-term events, long-term time periods, I should say. Now, so these are definitely going to be it for you if that's what you're looking for and you got money to burn, because these are a whopping $1,300 if you get them just straight from the boutique in the color they currently have available, which is a silver color. I forget the exact name. Now, if you happen to like the color I have, this is in the shade Fluoride. And I can double check. If I can find them, I'll link them in the description box below. But last I saw of this particular color that was available, they were from Nordstrom for $1,200. So that is a little bit of a savings, but not a whole heck of a lot. But I would definitely recommend looking at sites like Rue La La, Fashion File, or just any of those sort of like little online boutiques where you can regularly find Louboutins at lower prices, because I always recommend, if you can, definitely find ways to save on these. I got very lucky with these. I was at the Louboutin outlet and they had this pair, and these were the only size that they had in a 36. I figured I could try it on and see what happens. They fit perfectly, and I managed to pick them up for 600 bucks. But you have to keep in mind, I also got an additional 10% off of what they marked them down to, because they had a little bit of damage from being worn in. So definitely, if you go to Louboutin, regardless of whether it's an outlet or not, definitely, if you see damage to a shoe and this is the only size they can offer you, say that you're willing to buy that. If they'll give you a discount, they can give you anywhere from about 5 to 10% off. So I got very lucky with these, because I don't think I've ever heard of anyone else getting a pair of Spikaqueens for 600 bucks. If you have, if you know somebody, please let me know. Now, if you are watching this looking for sizing recommendations, these size very small. Whatever your size in a leather pump at Louboutin is going to be, my case is a 35 and a half, you're going to want to go up at least half size. I would also recommend that if you have a very wide foot, then these may not be it for you, because while they are plexi, and I'm going to get into why that's a little bit more comfortable, these have absolutely no give to them like leather does. They're never going to stretch on you. So if you're looking for something that's stretchy, just stick to a leather or a material that has way more give to it than this, because this is literally just plastic at the end of the day. Now, why do I believe these are the most comfortable? As I was talking about before with why I wouldn't recommend these to people with wide feet, them being a plexi, Louboutin designed these with that in mind, that there is going to be no stretch, there is going to be no break-in. And that really is what makes these so comfortable. These have a very short and wider toe box than what Louboutin typically has to offer, and that is what makes it just so comfortable. So these could be equivalent to like that of a Hot Chick as far as toe boxes go, and I'm talking about the Hot Chick 100. Don't get me started about the Hot Chick 130, but this is maybe 5 to 10 millimeters wider than what you would typically find at Louboutin in the leathers. And that is great for if you just want to be able to wear it out of the box. I never experienced any sort of pins and needles, any sort of numbness, any pinching. I was just able to pop them on and go and be totally fine. I was even able to get away with walking around for an extended period of time in these. I will say that these are very comfortable for people who are very experienced in high heels, who regularly wear high heels. I wouldn't recommend these for people who can't really handle heel height or who consider a 100 millimeter a steep heel height, because these, I believe, only come in one heel height. I could be totally wrong about that, but I've only ever seen these in 100 millimeter. These are the most common heel height for this shoe. If not, this could be the only one. So correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely not for the faint of heart. Now that we've gotten into that, because there is no break-in period, really the only thing you're going to have to worry about is just making sure that you don't tie these on too tight, because that can definitely happen. It's happened to me. My ankles are covered in probably little, I don't know, all the marks from where I would tie things up too tight. But yeah, I think that's a given for pretty much any shoe that has an ankle strap. But something I do want to talk about is that as far as the quality goes, as far as like the materials of the shoe, do I believe that this is worth $1,300 in that regard? Probably not, because after wearing these a few times, I noticed that one of my stones on the very tip of the shoe popped off. You can kind of see where that light wants to shine. That's where a stone should be. How it fell off, why it fell off, I don't know. But as you can see, there's supposed to be a stone right on the very tip of the shoe, and there wasn't. So that kind of made me mad, because if I'm paying $1,300 for a shoe, I want my stuff to stay put. But that's really my only real big quality issue there. So if you're kind of finicky about having all of your, I don't know, gems on there or whatever you want to call it, then that might be something to take into account. Now, that being said, I could probably just, I don't know, go to a Michael's, a craft store, and then pop a new one on myself. But that is definitely a pet peeve. But luckily, the only pet peeve I have with this shoe. And considering I paid less than half price of what they currently retail, I'll just consider it a win. But other than that, that is my little spiel on these shoes. I do love these shoes. I will continue to wear them. They are definitely a really fun and lively shoe, to put it mildly. Definitely something you can wear to an event and be totally fine for the entire evening. And other than that, if you have not checked out my TikTok, I would really appreciate it. It's fairly new. I only have a few posts up there, but if you would give it a follow, I'd really appreciate that. And if you really want to support me, go ahead and subscribe to my Patreon. It is $3 a month. And it really, really helps me out, because I say this a lot. This channel is not cheap to run. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will get into the try on. Bye.